and maybe not put the public in harm's way?
Sometimes that could be the situation. I mean, every pursuit's a little different, and the circumstances around the pursuit and traffic.
Still on standby. They don't know what to. Ooh, okay, so down on the ground, guns drawn, and we should see the code 4 sign here in just a moment. And there it is.
Welcome to our very first episode of Police Pursuits, but it won't be your typical run-of-the-mill car runs from cops kind of chase. Nope, we're only highlighting the unusual, the shocking, and the ones that make you sit up and say, wait, what did I just watch? Sometimes it's Keystone Cops level mistakes. Sometimes it's suspects outsmarting the entire force. And every once in a while, it's the police doing something genuinely impressive. So let's get started with our very first chase. This all started in Fontana, California, when officers pulled over a semi-truck because the plates didn't match. The driver, well, he didn't stick around. He floored it. To make matters worse, there may or may not have been a passenger inside who tried to get out, but the driver kept him trapped. So it's not just a stolen big rig, it's also a possible kidnapping. Now think about this for a second. You have a massive semi tearing through SoCal. You can't just pit maneuver a big rig. Even beefy Suburbans like the ones the supervisors drive wouldn't make a dent. What about spike strips? Yeah, forget about it. This thing has 10 giant tires. The odds of stopping it with spike strips are slim, and even if you did pop one, this beast would still roll. The KTLA reporter on TV even suggested shooting the tires, but come on man, that's a disaster waiting to happen. So what is the plan? Well, an officer on air admitted that they were just waiting for him to run out of fuel or hoping he would give up. But here's the thing. This is not your average pursuit. Something's coming, something big, something you've never seen before. And trust me, you don't want to look away.
That one might be a victim as well.
Yeah. Also wondering, we know that there is a cell phone in that cab because you confirmed that someone had called their daughter or a female. We know that then you got the information this person was being held against their will. Is there a hostage negotiator possibly calling that phone and trying to talk to the driver to end this?
The person that called us got a call from an unknown number, so we don't have any access to a phone number in that vehicle at this point.
And we just saw this person stick their body out of the side window and grab something.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, there's a Bearcat involved that is now, we've talked about the fact that the pit maneuver is not really an option here, but in this case we had an armored law enforcement vehicle actually strike the truck and is now in pursuit. Can you speak to what we're seeing here, officer?
I am not seeing it. I know we did have members of our SWAT team respond out that way. I don't know if that's our department or another department at this point. But I am not in a point where I can watch live to see what you guys are seeing.
I see.
Officer Reed, if you wouldn't mind just being on standby for just a moment, we also want to check in with Rich Prickett, who's overhead in Sky 5, with a bit of an update as to the whereabouts of this pursuit. Rich.
Get rid of the cop who's not even watching it live. Give me the guy in the sky. These guys are like sportscasters breaking down this stuff play by play.
Wow, that was something I have not seen before. This Bearcat now in the mix here, trying to bring this pursuit to an end. We tried to punch in on the door just for a moment to see if we can get an agency, but it says police, it says North County. I'm not entirely sure where this Bearcat is from.
Google says that the North County Police is not a single agency, but refers to the police services provided by county sheriff's departments in the northern areas of Southern California, such as Orange County Sheriff's Department, North Patrol.
But that certainly caught me by surprise. Just entered the frame there and tried to pit this big rig. And just prior to that, the passenger reached out from the window and grabbed something from the rooftop of a car. And then we saw a person that was standing near that car. It was kind of difficult to see what he might have grabbed, if it was a cell phone or it's just really tough to say what the passenger grabbed off the rooftop of that vehicle. And it looks like he might be circling around to the same area of that parked car and the individual that was on the sidewalk just before the Bearcat got into the mix here. And you're seeing another unmarked vehicle directly behind him. So possibly detectives, just kind of hard to say at this point. But now Fontana PD, the black and white, the squad cars have backed off, and the Bearcat is now basically the lead car in this pursuit as this semi continues to make its way through Buena Park, clearly more erratic at this point, crossing over lanes, not necessarily staying in its lane or going the speed limit as we have seen for the past hour or so. And now we're just going through a small residential area. We saw some people kind of try and get out of the way. We saw people that were walking around in some of these cars that are where this big rig is just kind of coming up in a hurry, and they just don't know that there's a pursuit that's happening in their neighborhood. And here we go. Let's see. He might go for, okay, so he's looking for that angle, and the driver of that big rig knows it, and you can see he kind of accelerates as soon as he sees that Bearcat get close, and they're squeezing by that flatbed pickup truck. And we're in a residential area at this point. It's a large car. Both of them are large, the big rig and the Bearcat. So likely won't see a pit here on this surface street here, but tries to take advantage of those turns to try and find an angle to spin this trailer around, or the tractor around.
Just for a little SoCal perspective, we're in a neighborhood, obviously, but we're in Buena Park, where you'll find Knott's Berry Farm, which is right down the street from Disneyland.
So going a little fast for a neighborhood here, about 40 miles an hour, with parked cars on both sides. Looks like it's kind of curving around here, coming to a stop, four-way stop here. No one else, okay, cutting through. And those unmarked vehicles still behind the Bearcat at this point, monitoring this as well. Still have the helicopter overhead, Orange County Sheriff, I believe, still overhead watching this. And CHP giving updates as well. We did see CHP get involved when this tractor was on the 91 freeway. And that's really the only chatter we have heard from time to time. There's a car trying to get out of the way. But, that passenger, reaching out, not, likely had the opportunity to get out of the car entirely, but just reached, grabbed something from the vehicle, from the rooftop of that car, and then got back in. So that was kind of interesting. Okay, so the Bearcat able to get in front of it and box him in. There's the unmarked cars, guns drawn.
A big question here. Did the truck give up, or did the driver give up? Because you can see there is damage to the gas tank there where the Bearcat rammed the semi. That may have caused, an issue with fuel to the engine, and that may have caused the truck to stop. Clearly, the driver wasn't missing any gears. I'm betting he has a Class A license. So my thought here is that maybe the Bearcat disabled the semi by hitting that damn fuel tank.
Passenger side is open at this point. We're going to have to be cautious here as to how tight we stay on the shot, but it looks like the passenger is getting out with his hands up. We'll try and get a little bit more forward on the tractor here. Widen out just for a second here. You can see the whole intersection occupied now by law enforcement. Cars at a stop. All the officers converging now. He really doesn't have anywhere to go, at least forward. And you just hope that he doesn't throw it in reverse. At this point, passenger, door open, hands up. And we'll see what happens here next. You can see an officer that's through the top of that Bearcat and has clear sight of the driver. And giving commands, has that rifle drawn. You can see the canine off to the right side, ready to go if need be. And here comes the driver, door open, I do not see anything in the hands of either one of these men that are getting out of this truck. Okay, backing up. Looks like he's complying at this point, and this is likely going to come to an end here any second as he is being commanded to back up towards officers, and they're going to slap the cuffs on this guy here in just a quick second. K9 still on standby. They don't know what to... Ooh, okay, so down on the ground, guns drawn. Still don't know what's going to happen with the passenger other than the fact that he is... It appears that he is complying with commands at this point.
Yes, they were both complying, so I don't understand the use of force here. And here, take another look at that.
Still on standby. They don't know what to... Ooh, okay, so down on the ground, guns drawn. Okay, the K9 is being backed off and being brought around to the passenger side. One officer with that ballistic shield just in case. And so the driver now in custody, and officers are making their way around to take the passenger, or at least detain the passenger at this point. Whether or not he was in that vehicle against his will or not, they will still detain that person and determine whether or not he was an accomplice in this pursuit or possible big rig.
I'm guessing it's a coworker. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's an accomplice, but it's definitely not a kidnapping victim.
Multiple agencies here, primarily Fontana PD. Hard to say where the Bearcat came from, but that was an interesting tactic, and that is something I have not seen in the course of LA pursuits, and that is something that was certainly effective in bringing this to a stop here at the intersection. Not only being large enough to get in front of this truck and prevent it from driving, but just being, for lack of a better term, menacing to the driver of that stolen truck, knowing that officers now mean business, and they're going to intervene with multiple tactics here. And he doesn't have free reign to just drive that big rig. Okay, putting something down there, maybe a cell phone, kind of hard to say, but okay. Sidestepping from the car. As far as we know, just the two men that were inside that big rig. Not much room for more. Backing up towards officers here. And there we go. So both the driver and the passenger now in custody. They will go up to the cab here and just double check, make sure that there's no other threat inside. And we should see the code 4 sign here in just a moment. And there it is. So on the radio, that officer there, letting them know that it's clear. We'll find out eventually if there was maybe a firearm or any weapons inside that cab. Maybe even find out what was in the bottles there. But certainly an interesting pursuit here as it made its way out of the Inland Empire through LA County, or at least the eastern portion of LA County, into Orange County, and now coming to a conclusion here at a very busy intersection on Beach Boulevard.
Well, that's a first time for me too. A Bearcat in a pursuit, actually trying a pit maneuver. Against a faster car, it'd be useless, but against the semi, absolutely genius. And it worked. The officers thought outside the box and pulled off something I've never seen before. But here's the letdown, the takedown. The driver complies, hands up, going to his knees, and an impatient cop kicks him hard in the back, driving him face first into the ground. Unnecessary, excessive, and it soured an otherwise flawless response. If you want more of the craziest police pursuits ever caught on camera, don't just watch, subscribe. Trust me, it only gets wilder from here. From Keystone Cops fumbling the basics to quick-thinking officers pulling off something straight out of a movie, this is Cops, Crime, and Chaos, and we're here to shine a light on the good, the bad, and the downright unbelievable. Stick around. This series is just getting started.